I'm gonna be bad at that episode.
You have to work on your storytelling skills.
I'm just gonna have to work on my ability to one up. I need to clean my fucking desk. Oh my god, it's shedding season.
What? Oh, for cats.
For it's my shedding season, Smug.
Well, I was just like assuming, like, is your desk so bad that it's begun to shed itself?
That oh my god, the
My
wood
brain,
is peeling
went
up
to the maximum extreme
Oh
of your
Jesus.
desk is shedding something.
That
There's so many layers of trash that when it
Like,
falls
it's
off,
just-
you just consider it
Ugh.
shedding.
I don't even want to think about that. Also, I'm up. Hang on.
Yeah, I could tell.
I gotta get a drink. And so
I gotta
drink.
He's getting alcohol.
Drink got.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere, I guess.
You
Not for you or me,
know
but
it.
somewhere.
Nope.
Probably, it's gotta be at least 5 for Hugh. For Hugh, it's like 7.
No, I think it is. Oh yeah, it's about
6.
7.
Yeah, see? Okay.
Sure.
So this one's just for Hugh.
Yeah, crack one open for Hugh.
The first one's for Hugh.
Yeah. The second one, I'll find someone.
The second one's just for me.
For me. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, we're going.
My name is Angst, and that is Smug.
Today, children.
I don't think we should open that way.
What's wrong with children?
I just think today children is a weird way to open up, and I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, yeah, let me try again.
Run it back.
Today, we're talking about children. Is that better?
Today we're talking about ourselves as children, I think is probably how it should have gone.
I'm not hearing the difference.
Are you not?
I'm not hearing a difference. I think we're saying the exact same thing.
We might be, but we're not. So...
So, I've got some good childhood dumbass stories. I don't know about you.
I have a couple.
I was
real
a
quick
bit of a
though,
goofball.
anything happened to you over the week? Anything fun work stories?
Not so much fun. Just, oh my god. So, the 2 locations, our location good, fun, other location evil, bad.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
other
just
location near corporate, yeah?
Yeah, other location original store, so it's all the corporate.
Okay.
So, evil, bad, no fun.
Mm-hmm.
And just all of my days this week, they've been at our store.
Oh.
Every single one. And so, at this time of year, there's nothing to do. We have prepped for the season, but the season ain't here. So you just gotta kind of wait. And so I have nothing to do, but all of corporate's here. So I'm like, I gotta be doing something. And so you wanna know what my method is?
Go on.
I'll just walk a lap. I will, if I'm walking, it looks like I'm going to do something or I am doing something.
Especially if you do the speed walk.
Yeah, I'm walking, I'm like looking around. If I really feel like I need to sell it, I'll start mumbling. Like, I gotta find the, where, like, not to them. I'm like saying it very
To
clearly
yourself.
to myself. Yeah. Like, where did it go?
Where did I put this?
And then if I ever get busted, like I'm like standing still, just not doing anything, I'll just grab my water. Like, oh, I'm just taking a quick hydrate break, you know me.
Yeah, no.
And I'm getting right back to it. The work that I'm doing.
The amount of times I've had to do that where you're just speed walking.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing anything, but you're just walking back and forth between the store.
Yep.
It's just insane. It's so easy to just... Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's so easy because there's a lot of people that I see do it at my work. And I'm like, What the fuck are they doing? They're not even doing it right. Why aren't they taking time like where no one can see them so that it looks like they disappear to go do something?
Oh yeah, I hang out in the supply closet all the time. I'll just stand in there and be like, I'll just wait in here for like a minute or two and then I'll pop back out and be like, yeah, I was doing something.
Nice.
I could go like clean a thing, you know me. How about you? Anything fun?
Well,
or
yesterday was my little brother's 21st birthday.
Huge.
So we went out to a place that's kind of like a bar and like food place. Not like a bar, but it
Not
serves a
like
lot
a
of
proper
drinks.
bar, but
Yeah.
it's like the middle
It's a
ground.
sit down restaurant, but there's a lot of drinks that they
It's like
have.
a nice bar.
I would say so, yeah. And that was fine. They were really busy. And we had like 15 people or some shit like that.
I mean, that makes sense. It is. It's like the final big birthday.
Yeah, so I think we took it took us 2 hours to get our food.
That's crazy.
But it's not even like we ordered when we got there. It was just taking them forever. They're taking forever on drinks and everything. And again, it was extremely busy. Saturday night, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I got roped into going to the next bar because my little sister was doing the guilt tripping puppy dog eyes. And while I'm immune to it, Kayleen is not.
Ooh.
So Kayleen was like, "No, we can do this. Like, I'm not gonna sleep much anyway because of daylight savings and everything. So like, we should just go to this, and it'll be great for them." And I'm already socialed out.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I
already
just
done.
want to go home, and I had planned on going home. So we walked to the next place. It was only like a mile away, so it took us like 11 minutes to walk there. Not too bad.
Yeah.
But it was the loudest fucking bar I think I've been in. They had a live band and everything.
Oh.
And then it wasn't big, but it was packed. So you're having to squeeze by people. I eventually just went and chilled outside with my little brother, who's gone, by the way. They were
He's
gone by the time we left the first place.
That's fair.
And then they fucking double ordered AMFs. I don't know if you know what that is.
You're gonna have to translate.
It's called an adios, motherfucker. It's basically just a bunch of hard liquor mixed together.
Okay.
It's gonna fuck you up. So they originally meant to order 3, and then someone else ordered 3. So we had 6 AMFs to just fucking figure out how to go through. I don't drink. So I'm just fucking sitting there like, I'm not gonna fucking
That's someone
drink
else's
this.
problem.
That's not my problem. You guys bought this shit. And then Kayleen, well, she doesn't drink a lot and was not wanting to get super drunk that night. So eventually my little brother is like, I'll drink it. He's the funniest part is like, he also knows he's pretty much gone. He's talking to me. His eyes are drooping. Like,
oh yeah, he's
like,
21.
I'm gone, but at least I'm functioning. And I'm like, barely, but
Not for long.
You do this, buddy. So he grabs it. He's not like chugging it. He's actually being fairly responsible. He's like talking to people, just sipping on it, which they tasted disgusting. So,
oh yeah. Well, that's not the point of it.
No, the point is to fuck you up.
Yeah.
So after a bit of that, Kayleen finishes her drink. We leave. We get home. I'm just fucking exhausted. And then I get a text from my stepmom with a video of my little brother saying, "I did good, Papa. I'm going home." And I was just like, I'm just glad he had a good time.
He was just a soldier that night. He's like, I'm trying to get through it.
Oh my God, was he? Everyone was buying him drinks. He's like, "Who bought this for me?" He's like, "Fucking whatever." He just starts drinking. But like, they had a good time. So I can't be too mad. I was just exhausted afterward.
I'm just thankful that none of my friends are really party people. So I don't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, that is definitely
We're a lot
nice
more
thing.
hang out people.
Yeah, my whole family, I guess not even my whole family, but a large portion of my family is partiers. Not even partiers, just drinkers.
No, if I'm going to or hosting a party, we're doing it like 13-year-old style. There's gonna be video games and pizza.
Mm-hmm. That's how I do it.
We're staying up to like 4 a.m. playing something stupid.
But yeah, he was telling me about all the games he wants to play and all this stuff, and he's like, we gotta play that one game. That one game where it was like Tarkov, but like a little bit better. And I was like, do you mean Hunt Showdown? And he's like, yeah, I've been wanting to play that with you. And I'm like, why haven't you just messaged me and
Asked.
said,
Yeah.
because every time he gets online, he's playing fucking Rainbow Six Siege,
Ooh.
which he's trying to get me to play again. Which if I do, I might have to
Icky.
rope you in. I might have to rope you in.
Well, see, the problem with like getting back into Rainbow Six Siege is I only have the old characters, and they're
Same.
definitely penis bad now.
Uh,
So I won't be able to like perform.
yeah, but they're apparently doing a massive overhaul on like maps and shit. So like,
Okay, they might be fixing it.
they might be fixing it.
Well, I will let you know. I only play Fuse.
That's fine. I love Fuse.
Fuse, Tatanka, and Sledge are the only 3 I would ever lock in.
I think I was only playing like I think I was playing Dokkaebi.
I don't even know who that is.
She's the one that pings your cell phone.
That didn't matter to me.
No,
I would
it
always
didn't.
just I would ignore it and be like, that's not my job.
Yeah, I would do the girl who pings your cell phone, and then the girl who was Thermite, but for smaller things.
No
she
idea.
would she would shoot out 6 like small thermites, and you can actually like shoot them and make different types of like holes in peak windows.
Doesn't ring a bell. Not Tachanka. Not Fuse.
Not Tachanka, not Fuse. You're right.
Don't care.
I was kind of, I didn't really play like Defender. I played like Echo, and that was it.
Well, unless you've got any of the stories, I think we should go ahead and get into it. We're 10
No,
minutes in.
yeah, that was about it. All right, you start us off. What's something dumb that you've done as a child?
Okay, so this is one of my goats. I'm pretty sure I've told you this one just because it's one of my more fond stories. So you know, like those little like kid like play sets you can get for like the backyard that I'll have like the swing.
Made out of wood.
Yeah, I had one of those, and like not even daycare age. I have not quite mastered how gravity works. So I'm on the swing, and I'm like, what if I just stop holding the ropes? Like, what if I just let go? What happens? And so I let go, and because you know, if you kind of wrap your shoulders around it, you can kind of keep yourself on there.
Yeah.
And so I'm just doing that, and I'm just swinging. But when I hit real high, I just fall. I fall straight back. I drop straight to the ground, and it like scrapes at my back. And so I'm winded. I'm like, but like no big injury. I scraped at my back. I'm winded for a couple of seconds. My mom runs over. She gives me a popsicle. I'm all better. So the next day I get dropped off at daycare, right? And we're gonna like playing the sprinkler or something. So I take my shirt off, and my back is just like a war zone. And so my baby,
you have told me this. I was like, I don't
Yes.
remember this until this part.
Yeah, and so the babysitter sees my back, like, oh no, what happened? And I look her dead in the eyes. I just go, my mom told me to tell you that I fell.
No.
Because that's easier to explain. And I mean, you know a kid can yap for an hour.
Yeah, and like
So,
it's just easier just to say that you did fall, but when you say my mom told me to tell you.
yeah, this implies things.
Oh my god.
And so she goes like, oh, okay. And then goes to let me play. And when my mom comes to pick me up, she gets like immediately stopped. Like hand on the shoulder. My baby's just like, hey, can you come talk with me in the other room? Let's just go have a chat over here.
Take a seat.
And the next thing I know, I'm like one of the first kids being picked up to like the last. And they are just in the room. And I'm just sitting there watching TV. I'm like, hanging out. I got nothing better to do. And then when they step out, the babysitter's all smiles. And my mom is just stone-faced. She's like, we need to go. Just grabs me by my arm, just drags me out. And then I got lectured in the car for a very long time. About why I should not.
Like, you won't even understand
why.
why.
Well, she's like, you can't. If I tell you to tell people something, you can't say that I told you to say that. Just say what I told you. And I was like, I don't understand what I did wrong. I did exactly what you said.
Yeah, I told them that you told me to tell them that I fell. I did what you said.
I mean, this all checks out. And then it took me a good while to finally understand the reasoning behind this.
Yeah, when, you know, you started to understand that child abuse is a thing.
Yeah, that's like a thing that happens in the world and exists.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, that was probably not a fun conversation to try to explain.
Oh my God. I don't even know how you do explain it because they're not going to believe you.
Yeah, because the more you try to elaborate, the less they will believe you.
No,
I think
they
the
were
only
they
reason
were
she
on
got
the
away
swing
with it,
set.
I think the
I
only reason she
swear
got
they
away
were on
with
the
it was
swing set.
because
They
they
fell.
liked her.
Probably.
I promise he fell. He fell. I
He
swear.
fell. He fell. He just fell off the swing set because he wanted to let go.
Yeah, he was
God,
on the swing, and he was like, "What if I stop holding it and just fall?"
yeah. You know kids.
Yeah,
Clumsy.
kids always seeing how they can drop themselves on the ground really hard. Did you ever get your parents almost arrested?
No. So I don't have many because as a kid, I
Were you a lame child?
feared pain. I was terrified of pain. Like if anything had a chance to cause me some form of pain, I did not want to do it.
I only felt that if I could tell what was happening was stupid. If it was awesome,
Mhm.
I would throw the caution out the window.
I didn't. I always thought it was more stupid to cause yourself pain than not. I did a lot more other extremely stupid things. I was sent to the principal office like twice, and it was I was just easily influenced as a kid.
Oh no.
Um so fuck, I don't even know why we did this, but I had a friend who was not a good person.
Okay.
So we were outside at recess. This was like, I want to say this was like second or third grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're outside and we're like, he was like, it'd be funny. What if we go to our other friend and we like walk over to him? He's across the field. I see him, but we just chant, kill them,
Oh.
like that'd be kind of funny, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. It could be
I
funny. And so we did that.
didn't
Needless to
go well.
say, one of the attendants out there heard us and was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Go to the principal's office." And then we got a long lecture about why we shouldn't do that. And I'm like, "Well, we weren't gonna do anything. We just thought it'd be funny." And
No, I would say that's
clearly,
dumb, but I've had those stories. I have like 4 of those.
yeah. The other one was how I got lectured about prostitution.
Oh.
So, and it
At
was
what
it
age?
would have been fifth grade.
Huh.
So it was fifth grade. I had like $10 in my pocket. I'm just talking
Mm-hmm.
with some friends. And there was this one kid that nobody liked. He was really annoying, real like smelly and gross and just a horrible person, right?
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey, we'll just say Stephanie. Hey Stephanie, if I could give you $10, what if you go like pretend to be their friend for a day?" And of course, Stephanie was like, "Free $10. Sure."
Say less.
And they did that and all that stuff. And somehow, some way, it got out that that's what happened the same day.
Ooh, immediately busted.
Yeah, I don't know how, but that kid then ran to, I don't know if somebody, a teacher, duty, the principal himself, who knows. And I get pulled into the office and he's like, "You know what you did, right?" I'm like, "No." He's like, you are enacting in prostitution. That's illegal. You could go to jail." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean?"
I remember getting threats like that as a kid. It's just like, it's funny looking back at it now. It's like, no, I wouldn't have.
I was like, one, no, I wouldn't have. Two, that wasn't prostitution. It was being an
Yeah.
asshole, but that wasn't prostitution. And like, I'm not gonna fucking understand what's going on as a kid. It
Yeah.
was fifth grade. I just thought it'd be funny. And plus, like in my mind, I was like, well, he'll have a friend for a day. That's fine. That's how I justified it.
Yeah. I'm
And
feeling
so,
good. If you
yeah,
think about it.
so needless to say, never did that again. I was pissed. I still don't know who the fuck told. I think it
Probably
was
Stephanie.
I think it was Stephanie, that
I
bitch.
can't imagine who else
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was like 3 other people
in the
there
area.
in the area when that happened because it was like my friend group just hanging out. And so that was fun. Other than that, I like ran into a pole and had to get stitches above my eye. That's
Have
about
you
it.
considered looking forward?
Do you want to know the story behind this pole?
Did it spawn in?
It spawned in and jumped me.
That's what I would say too.
Fucked
That's
me up
fair.
real good. I was wearing like I was borrowing my friend's sunglasses at the time. I was walking backwards, talking with them. Turned around, boom, there's the pole. And then the whole reason I had to get stitches was because the sunglasses like hit right where my eyebrow was and just
Ooh.
split it open.
Owie.
Mm-hmm. It was not fun.
I had to go to the principal's office a few times, but I did eventually realize there was a pattern. Like the first time I went in, I think it was just like a fight, which like in middle school that's not uncommon. Especially in my area, fights were pretty frequent. That's
I
just
was
how
gonna
you
say,
settled
you tell
things.
me all the time about how you jump a kid because of something stupid.
Well, that was in like elementary school. That was jumping for jumping's sake. This is like for pride and honor.
Okay,
This is
wait,
like my
what?
Vegeta arc.
This was middle school, junior high? What grade?
Like middle school, that would have been like I want to say fourth or fifth through seventh. I think was how they divvied it up.
What?
But like
I've
like
never
early
heard that.
preteen age. It's like
Okay. So around end of elementary, beginning of middle kind of
yeah,
time.
everyone kind of ping ponging around like 10 to 13
Yeah.
ish. But I would just go a handful of times. And I remember the first time I went with like, well, you don't have anything on your record, so I'm gonna let you off of a warning. And I'm like, yes, let's go. No
And this was
punishment.
all just for fights?
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean, you can't just like let two kids brawl.
No, yeah. No, I meant like it was only fights that you went for so far.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the second time is a little bit later down the line because none of these are like super close together, but it happened 3 or 4 times. So I go in again, I sit down, and they're like, "Do you know why you're here?" And I'm like, "Nope, got no idea." We go through the whole charade. They're like, "Yeah, you fought someone. You can't be doing that." But since you have nothing on your record, I'm gonna let you off of a
Oh
warning.
no, they didn't put it on the record.
And
Oh
I'm like,
no.
"Damn. Well, thank you so much for being lenient. I will never do this again."
Oh,
And
I
then
know
I
that
do it
Smug voice. I
again.
was gonna say that's the voice where you're gonna immediately do it again.
Not again. A couple of weeks later, different guy, different fight. I go in, and it's just because it was a large building with several grades. There's like a couple dozen like custodian staff, so you never get the same person twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in, new person. I sit down, like, do you know why you're here? I've got no idea, officer. I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. Well, that's just not true. We saw you. That's yeah, you got me.
Damn. Yeah,
But
you're
don't
right.
worry, since it seems to be your first offense, as there's nothing on your record, I'm gonna let you off with a warning. It had happened like 3 times, and I'm like,
How the fuck did
this
they
is
not
just
just
a
put it on
blessing.
your record?
Because my record was clean. They're like, well, I can't.
Yeah,
I don't
but
do
you
one.
gotta put a warning on there.
No, because
Oh,
surely, because
Jesus.
every time
It was a new
I,
person.
I'm doing a whole act. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Oh, it was like you gotta understand. I was emotional, and he really upset me. I would normally never do this. Can I get the warning? Well, just this once. I'm like, yep, of course, just this one time. Just this once.
My
Absolutely.
God.
And I did stop at high school because then people knew kids that were really bigger than me.
Yeah, that's when
Uh,
people start to hit their growth spurt. And if I know you and you're like me, you hit it early but didn't like
mhm.
bulk out.
Yeah, I was taller, so I was bigger in middle school to like elementary school. So
Hmm.
I naturally had an advantage. In high school, these people might know football players. We got to stop.
Yep. These people might know football players. They might also be taller or more built because they're a football player.
Oh, so my high school when I was in Texas, took football very seriously.
Mhm.
And so allegedly, for legal reasons, allegedly, they would pay people to fail and repeat a year so they could keep them on the team.
You have to be
Allegedly.
kidding. You have
Allegedly.
to allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly, we had like 20-year-old men on our football team, our high school football team.
Oh my god.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm going to keep emphasizing this. But we did have a few people who just had like facial hair. Like there'd be a grown ass man with a beard, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a junior. I drink."
I want to know how much they were allegedly paid.
I don't even think it was that much. Because I mean, if these people are willing to tank a year for football, they're not going to be that bright. It doesn't need to be that much. So I would have to imagine it would just be a couple of grand.
That's still a good amount. Just to
So-
like fail a year, whatever.
Yeah, but that doesn't look good when you're trying to like, go to college for football.
No, you
It
just get a
looks bad.
scholarship. No, it doesn't matter. Maybe it does nowadays. It did not matter. There
Well,
were
it's because
people
when-
who would full fail and still get full ride scholarships.
Education matters a lot more now.
Yeah, I do think that's changed, which is good.
Back in like the 70s or whenever you went, that might have been how it was. But nowadays, you need to actually be able to like read.
Oh my god, the 70s?
I mean, that's what I would have to imagine you went.
Do you mean like the 170s?
I mean, year 70.
Of course, of course.
I mean, like one of the OGs.
You mean like year
Like
1
season
million
1, Fortnite. That's you. You're like Skull Knight.
1,100,070 BC. I understand.
Like if I had you as a skin on Fortnite, I could like sell on eBay for good cash. Old as fuck, super rare.
Dude, that's a dream. Having a skin on Fortnite, that has to be a dream, man.
I think one day.
One day.
I think if Fortnite dies enough and we get popular enough, we can meet in the middle.
Yeah, we could get the two goblins into Fortnite.
They'll be like a skeleton of what it once was, taking anything they can get. And if we can just get a couple of subs, we can make it happen.
It's possible. You heard it here first, folks. Subscribe and also share this podcast.
But we're not confirming it like the music guy.
No. We're confirming it. This will happen.
Well, he confirmed it and they canceled his shit, so.
Oh, you mean Baby No Money?
Yeah, that guy.
I'm pretty sure that was all.
Congrats,
fake.
by the way, on your how many tracks this week?
Oh, I have no idea. It's probably gone
Hold
up
up.
because we listened to it on the way to
Where is it? It is
what am I like 30 something now?
23.
23 tracks of Baby No. I like his music. I don't know what to tell you.
So for everyone listening to this part confused, Discord has recently added a feature where if you're friends with someone, it'll show you like I guess their most listened to artist, I'm gonna imagine.
I would assume so, yeah.
And so Discord just tells me, hey, Angst has listened to Baby No Money 23 times this week. And for some reason, I can react to this information. So I've been sending him like thumbs up emotes and shit like that. It's just his listened per week.
And it sucks because I can't do it back because Smug doesn't have his Spotify linked to fucking Discord.
Oh yeah, I keep that shit off.
Oh my god. But I'm pretty sure that was all fake and just a publicity stunt because he did the same thing for Marvel Rivals.
No, that one's real. I work for Marvel Rivals. We almost had it.
Yeah, he did Marvel Rivals. He did another one, but I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been League of Legends.
Crossword puzzle. Guys, I'm doing a crossover with the New York Times. This Saturday, buy your nearest local paper.
Shit, that's pretty funny.
I would find that so fucking funny. That's what I'll do. I'm trying to think, what other childhood nonsense did you get up to?
I don't even know, man. I'm trying to think of like what I did. Most of it was just I was an asshole without really realizing it.
I remember I had like an Xbox 360 Black Ops Zombies, of course, 'cause I'm
Hmm.
cultured.
Of course.
But I didn't have all the maps. All my friends did. And I'm like, well, I want all the maps, but like I could get my mom to buy me a game, and that was never that hard. But explaining to her that there are things sometimes in a game that you also need to buy was impossible.
Okay.
Like, no, I've already spent money on the game. Just play that. You don't need the extra stuff. And I'm like, Mom, you don't get it. I do need the extra stuff.
Yeah, I
Like,
need to
actually,
play on
truly,
Shangri-La or whatever
I
the
need these
fucking.
maps.
What was the map? What was the swamp map?
Uh, Black Ops Zombies maps. Hold up, checking. While I pull this up. So I decided instead of going and trying to have that fight, I was like, what if I just buy it with her card?
Without
And
telling
she just won't
her?
see. Because I was like, it's $5. In the grand scheme of things, there's no way you notice $5 goes missing.
Most of the time, no, I do not.
And so I was like, it'll just work. It will simply just work. I did not consider that she would get notified the second I finished the transaction.
Oh my god.
So I buy the map. We hit start, and it's maybe the first round. And already I'm hearing, Smug! Come here! And I'm like, guys, I'll be right back.
Oh no. Did you have the feeling in your gut?
I felt the drop. I'm like, it's so over. I'm so
Oh
cooked. So I put
Jesus.
my headset down and I walk into the living room. She's like,
Head
did you
down.
just spend money without asking? And you want to know what I thought would work?
No.
I look at the guys and go, no, wasn't me. And she goes, oh, well, then you need to turn off your Xbox. Someone has hacked into your account and is spending my
Oh
money.
no.
And I'm like, So you know that thing I just said? You're gonna have to walk that one back. It actually. And I think I was still trying to like spin it. I'm like, oh wait, no, it was me. Yeah, I didn't understand what you were asking. Yeah, I just didn't get it.
I didn't understand. Yeah, no, I've used that one before.
Yeah, I didn't get the question. No, yeah, no, that was me. I did spend those $5. And then from there, it's just like the song and dance of why did you do it? I'm like, because I wanted it. Why didn't you ask me? Because I knew you'd say no. So why did you do it? Because I was wanting to get away with it.
Because I thought I could get away with it.
I was like, well, I'll be honest, I guess. I was hoping if I could sneak away with it, that all would end well.
You know what's really funny that I just remembered?
What would that be?
So I've always never really been able to like imagine stuff. Like it's been kind of like it's tough. I can sometimes like picture
You're just not a
something,
creative person.
but I can't like full on picture myself in the scenario.
Oh,
But
also the map
God,
is Shino Numa.
Shinonuma, that's what it was. Yeah, Shangri-La. Fucking my
You had
dumbass.
the right idea.
I knew it started with an S and it like the SH, but I could not remember it. Um, I hate you. I hate you.
Did I break you?
I lost my train of thought. Wasn't good at pretending, or did not like, wasn't like, couldn't pretend because, aphantasia to an extent. Sometimes I can picture stuff, but most of the time I just picture words. As a kid, I really liked playing pretend. And what that entailed was me and my buddy on my trampoline with dual discs
Oh, hell
pretending
yeah.
we're on the Battle City blimp.
I did that. I went beyond because we didn't have the dual disc. Like we had cards, but it's like without the dual disc, there's no point.
Oh,
And so we would just play without it and just like say that we had this card.
I had 3 different types of dual discs. I had the
My
original dual
cousin had the
disc.
Orichalcos.
I got all right. We're transitioning, getting off the child.
The Orichalcos dual disc was the one I always wanted.
I love how I just typed in Google.
I did just witness that.
Calcos dual disc. I don't remember what this one looked like. This is the one I had. Yes. Whoa.
I remember because it
Images.
warped his cards.
Oh, all of them did. They were all
the dual discs
so
were
bad.
terrible quality.
Like, they were so bad. But god damn, did they feel good.
Cool.
And the worst part is it wasn't just that they warped your cards. You couldn't use your cards with sleeves.
Oh yeah. And it was like hard to get your cards out sometimes without really fucking them up.
Yeah, my corners frayed. All of them. But yeah, so I had the original dual disc that actually like transformed. I had the GX dual disc. This one was fine. It wasn't great. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's just a playmat. Okay. This is a really funny playmat.
Bro, that's just. I'm just imagining they have to like set it on something because it's gonna be so front heavy.
Front heavy.
Yeah, because look at all that fucking disc that's gonna be sticking out of it.
Smug, this is just a playmat.
Yeah, but I'm saying imagine it as a dual disc. Are you stupid?
I can't. We've just been over this. I can't imagine. Anyway.
Gosh. Terminal.
But yeah, no, I think my favorite probably was just the OG dual disc. That shit was so good. It had the fucking life counter in it. I loved that. What the fuck?
Oh, that's for Rush Duel. Fake ass fan doesn't even know the Rush Duel dual disc SMH.
This came out after my time.
It's new, bro. It's pretty funny.
Whoa.
That's got to be it's custom made.
Oh
They would
yeah,
never
for
make
sure.
something this nice for us.
That's kind of sick though. Did you ever have friends try to convince you of something that like absolutely could not exist?
Give me an example.
Okay, so I was a kid, elementary school, second, third grade. I had a friend, John. He convinced me that his dad had real life Pokemon robots.
Okay.
That were just basically Pokemon. And I was like, that is so sick, dude. When, like, can I come over sometime? Like, that sounds awesome. He's like, well, no, because like they came from Japan, and I'm not even supposed to tell you this, so like I can't do that. I'm like,
can't show you,
dude. I would never tell. This is awesome. Like I have to come over. Needless to say, I never went over. And after a while, I was like, that motherfucker was lying. There's no way he was telling the truth.
I do have these stories. I'm John in every single one of them. That was me. I'll say it now. I'll say it proud. Because, unlike you, I tell stories. I think stories all day.
And
I'm like, what if I just like tell these to people? And I'd be like, hey guys, Codename Kids Next Door? I'm in that. That's me. That's actually me. I'm actually a secret agent. And I was like, wait, people just will listen to me. They'll just buy whatever
kids
I
are
say.
fucking stupid. They'll believe you.
Yeah, but I'm like 1 IQ point higher, so I can take advantage of it. I'm like, yo, you see that treehouse? I've been there.
I've been there.
Yep, there's one of those that I have to go to. I had like my number and my story. And people are like, no way, can we see it? I'm like, nope. Top secret spy information. I can't show you anything.
Yeah, number 3, I'm dating her.
Which one was number 3?
Oversized sweatshirt.
Oh, the hamster girl? Guinea pig?
What the fuck?
I have no idea what you pulled up. I see her mixed in there.
This one.
What was the other girl's name? Number 5?
Number 5 was the other one. She was badass.
I liked her more. She was my favorite. No, I'm lying. It was her older sister. I googled her and it showed her older sister, and it reminded me.
It was always her older sister.
I was like, yes, please. Please be real, please.
Oh, Lord.
I know. Anytime a cartoon had a girl that was mean and sassy, I was like, this is peak.
What the fuck is this?
I have no idea. You've pulled up a video game I've never seen in my life.
It's called Crush, Kill, and Destroy.
Never heard of it.
I have never heard of this game, but it reminds me of StarCraft.
It's definitely an RTS.
Oh, yeah.
So, the other day at work, we were talking the DS,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, 'cause I feel like everyone's got fond Nintendo DS stories, right? Like everyone's got their game. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
Nintendo DS, I
Yeah.
just play this all day, every day. One
Yup.
of my
I
coworkers
have
just
my
went,
game.
no.
What?
I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, I just didn't have any good games on the DS. And I'm like, do you remember any of your games? And they're like, yeah. And you know what they opened with?
What?
Nintendog.
That's
That's like
that's
their
basic.
staple
That's
bad game.
I mean, Nintendo was not a good game, but it was a good time waster.
It's fun.
Yeah, you just sit there and you just play with a dog.
Yeah, and they're like, no, that was a bad game. And then I think they just went like, yeah, I hit some of the Pokemon games. And then I got really mad. I'm like, because all of the DS Pokemon games are like all of the best ones, in my
I,
opinion.
well, even then,
I feel like that's when they did their best work.
yeah, Diamond, Platinum. I stopped at Black and White, so I can't really speak on that. But they had fucking Pokemon Ranger. Like they didn't even just have like mainline Pokemon
Yeah,
games.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. They had Soul Silver, Heart Gold. They had
Mm-hmm.
Black and White 2, which I
You
think were
could
both pretty
play
good.
Emerald, not DS game, but you could play Game Boy games on
Did
it.
you have the little Pokeball thing that you could walk your Pokemon?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. My mom would not buy it for me. Actually, it wasn't even that. It was I knew I was a lazy motherfucker and I was not gonna fucking walk.
My mom got me the Pokemon bundle that came with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen."
No,
And
this
then
is
I
the coolest
didn't
thing I've ever
use it
seen.
once.
Holy shit.
I wish I still had it. That thing's probably got to be worth money at this point.
Do you want to know what my Nintendo DS game was? And I've talked
What
about
would
this
that be?
before, probably. It's called Spectrobes.
This does sound familiar.
This game was peak Nintendo DS. This game was for if you enjoyed Pokemon, but also really liked fossils.
I remember there was a very similar game that I played. I think it's really called Fossil Hunters.
Fossil hunters. But yeah, so Spectrobes,
Nintendo
you go
Fossil.
through, you find
Fossil Fighters.
fossil fighters. All right, I'll pull that up. But you find like these fossils, and you yourself can fight and everything. But then you get, oh, this game looks sick. Hang on, what the fuck?
So you would have to go
Yeah, it
out
was
and
this exact same
excavate.
thing.
Yeah.
You would go out, you'd excavate, which is like you would like uh use the bottom part of the DS and you'd like dig it, drill it,
Yep.
brush it
Clean
off,
it.
and then you'd have to like blow on it to like get all the fine particles off. And you could just roll some just disgusting
I remember
creatures.
I lost, like, I drilled to. It's like if you hit a certain threshold of damage, it would destroy it and you wouldn't get the dinosaur.
Look at
And
this
I
motherfucker.
destroyed like a legendary one on accident.
Oh
And
no.
I freaked out. I didn't even like I like set my DS down and then I just like screamed into the floor. And it was at my daycare too, because I remember she walked over, was like, "Are you okay?" And I am crying and screaming into her floor.
Yeah, no, these things were so sick. Fuck. I might legitimately download or buy a DS, wink wink, and get this game again and play this game again. I
The
fucking loved this game.
one that I really want to finish is called Lego Battles.
Lego
It is a
Battles?
Lego RTS.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I still have the physical copy and my original DS. I have both. I can finish it at any time. Because the final boss was too hard for my puny brain.
Wait, is this just like single player?
It's I think it had multiplayer.
If it well no, because the
But I think it had to be
DS
like the range thing, yeah. Like it had to be
yeah,
side by side.
yeah. Hang on. I know for a fact there is a way we can
Play
game
this.
that, fake that. Yeah. We might have to see if we can look that up and do this because this
It's
looks hilarious.
I ruined the clock on my DS because I found out that if you opened the game on Christmas morning, you could get Santa and he had like
I
all of his
see
own
him.
special
I see
units.
him.
And I'm like, well, I need Santa. And so I changed the
It's right
date on my
there.
DS to Christmas, and then I never fixed it.
Yeah, no, I have changed the date for like Pokemon events and all this other stuff. Oh, there's like orgs?
Yeah.
Oh, Smug.
Oh, the aliens
We'll
on
figure this
top.
out. We'll figure this out.
Bro.
Bro, there's
Those were who I
spaceships.
couldn't beat. They're like the final bosses, and I just couldn't do it.
Pirates. Yeah,
I
all
love
right.
this
I
game.
might look into this. 2009.
If you find a way, I will absolutely play this all day
I
long.
will find a way.
Because they
Guaranteed.
even had the system where, like, if it's an aquatic map, you have to put soldiers on the
Mm-hmm.
boat
Like
and then
on
unload
ships.
them. Yeah.
Oh my
So it had the
god.
full RTS.
What was
Oh.
like your childhood game?
Uh,
Like, is there a game that you can like think of that just like really stands out in your childhood?
hmm.
Because I know we've talked about it a little bit. I think you brought up Skylanders as one of them.
Skylanders was one of my earliest ones. I mean, the first games I ever played were plug and plays. So despite
Yeah.
being an '03 baby, I was playing some of the OG games for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh yeah, Galactica, Cat and Mouse. I had some of the weird spin-off ones. I had like a shitty Star Wars plug and play that was miserable.
Did you ever
Only
have
part
a
about it that I liked was that it was in the John Tron plug and play video. And I was like, I want that one! That one's mine!
did you ever like, because I know you had your older sister and she played games. Did you ever
Mhm.
either watch her play games or have her beat games for you?
No, I was very dedicated to I will do it on my own.
So I was always player two.
Mm.
My older brother was a big fan of games and everything. So like while there were some games that I would play alone, like Super Mario 64 or Pokemon Snap, there was one that I loved, but I could not do it. We had it on the GameCube and it was Resident Evil 4. I was a
Ooh.
baby. I could not beat this because I got too scared. So I would literally go up to him as he's like in the middle of something. I'm like, hey, can we play Resident Evil 4? And he was like, yeah, all right. And so we get in, we're playing and all that. That was just the one. And I think that might have started my love for the Resident Evil franchise just because it was so cool. Leon Kennedy is just a badass in that game.
I think the first game that I really just started clocking hours in, because like as a kid, or I don't know how it was for you, but when I beat a Pokemon game, I was kind of done. I was like satisfied.
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure most of the time I never even beat them.
That's fair. I would just beat it, and I'm like, well, I beat the game, and I just didn't recognize like the replay value. But
I
when I got to games,
No,
because
I'm
I
not gonna
got
lie. Hang on, I'm not gonna lie. I still
Mhm.
don't think there's really replay value in a Pokemon game.
uh,
Unless
I
it
mean,
has like the quote unquote new game plus where like you go to a different island. I Once you beat a Pokemon game, is there really a reason to continue to play it unless you're going into the competitive scene?
I think there are some like completing the Pokedex is always fun. I wouldn't say shiny hunting is fun, but it's something to do. I think there's stuff you can do post game that as a
But
kid I
that's
just
not
did
really
not
replay value.
register. Well, you can also. I feel like you could replay it and do like a different starter, try different teams. I would do that a few
Yeah.
times later in life when I was like, I can revisit these and do more things.
Yeah, I was like you. I was like, once I beat the game, I'm done.
But I was able to get my hands on M-rated games at a young age,
Hmm. Me as
and when I
well.
got like Black Ops and GTA, I was like, these are the only two games I will ever need until the day I die. I can repeat because I would just play GTA and I'm like, I'm just having fun like flying a jet.
Yeah, no, I would never play the fucking story in GTA.
No, the story I never played. I don't even think I leveled up at all in online. I was maybe level 30. It's all
Oh
I would
yeah,
do
I
is
guess
hijack cars
you
and drive.
as a kid were like GTA Online was a thing when you were a kid.
hmm
It was not a
Again, you're
thing.
old as rocks.
Okay.
Different games, different
Yeah,
era.
no,
We
I
had
was in high
color.
school when GTA Online came out.
I was literally in elementary school.
Fucking God, Smug, stop.
literally like third, fourth grade.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Literally didn't say swear words. And
Did
then I
oh, hang on. Did you ever have like did you ever say swear word in front of your parents?
not in front of my mom, but she was in the other room and I didn't know. So I was
Uh,
like, I thought I was home alone.
yeah.
Because there's like that middle period when you first start swearing, you're like, well, I can't say it
Mhm.
around them, so I've got to make sure we're in safe places. So I thought I was home alone. I had no idea she had gotten home, and I was playing like Black Ops, and I think I died. I just go, son of a bitch, and then I just hear Smug. Like it wasn't even anger; it was like shock and confusion,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm so dead. And so I just put everything down. You'll notice a repeating story here. I mute up. I go into the other room, and she's like, "Did you just say what I think you did?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh,
She's
you
like, "Was
actually
that?"
owned up to it this time.
Well, this time I'm like, I don't think I can sell this. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I did scream it,
Mhm.
and I don't know why she was like, "Is this the first time you've done it?" I'm like, "Yes, actually, very first time, absolutely, never done it before." She just went like, "Well, don't do it again." I'm like, "Yes, absolutely, never will.
Yes, ma'am.
100% salute." And then the second I got left home alone again, I'm like, well, we're back to it, fellas.
I never really swore in front of my mom. She never really like cared, but I just didn't want to. It felt wrong.
Yeah, that's how I feel now. Now my parents don't care, but I'm like, I feel weird doing it.
No, I'll swear in front of my mom now. And
Sometimes I
she
will,
does
but
it back.
if it's mostly just for a story, I will.
Yeah.
But I won't just add it in for fun's sake.
Yeah. I did once call my mom dude. She did not
Bro.
like that. She was like, "I am your mother. Do not call me dude." I'm like,
Was
"You're
it
right.
like
I'm
casual
sorry."
conversation or something? Or
Yeah.
no, my mom's
It
not
was
like
just
that.
talking. I just flow stated, like, just said dude, and she's like, "Do not call me that." I'm like, "My bad, chief."
I think if
Uh,
my mom just tends to play with my bits at this point. I think she's just given up.
yeah, I don't even know the context of that. I just remember that happened. I know I had a bunch of games that swore, and I think because my mom was a single mom, she would have like dates and stuff, and they would like come over or something. I'd just be playing my games. I didn't really care. Uh, and they would like the games I played were M rated, and they like swore. I think I had a Bleach fighting game.
Okay.
You know Bleach.
Yeah,
A lot of swearing in that.
good bit.
Um, and so one of the characters swore, and one of her dates was like, "Did he just say the fucking F word? The F word?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to beat this boss. Can't you
Yeah,
see
I'm
this is really
focused on my
hard?
game.
Can't you see that this guy is fucking me up, and you're just doing nothing about it?" And I was like, "I don't know. Just fucking, this is doing what he's doing. Just
He's
playing the
just
game."
saying his lines.
Yeah, because she never really cared what I consumed, because
Yeah.
her whole thing was like, as long as you just don't imitate any of it, that's fine. Because I know, like, when I was playing Call of Duty, that's when a lot of the like scares of like video games promote violence and everything. So I remember one day I was playing Modern Warfare 2, and I was just like running around with my UMP killing people because that gun was broken in that game.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, hey, Angst, uh, you know that this isn't like real, right?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's a video game. Of course it's not real." She's like, "Okay, you're like, I just, not to like repeat this." I'm like, "Oh God, never. Why the hell would I run around killing people?"
Just go like, "Aw." Just pick up your phone, guys. We gotta call it off.
Oh
My mom said
fuck,
it's cringe.
we can't do that. But yeah, I don't blame her. It was just one of those like, make
You
sure
gotta
that
check.
you got to make sure that your kid's not getting the wrong idea from this. But I
Honestly,
was a little appalled by it. I was like, "You think I would do that? What
I
the hell?"
remember when my mom checked, and I wasn't appalled. I was just confused. I'm like, who would do this in the first place? How stupid would you have to be?
Yeah, I was like, "Fucking, why would you do that? Like this,
I
how
think it
could
was
you
just
think this is real?"
because my dad's a lawyer. I was exposed to law and how like the law and everything works so
Mhm.
early on that I was like, this is so illegal. I would never do this. Are you nuts?
Yeah.
Which maybe not have been the reasoning that she wanted to hear.
But it
Not
was
going,
the
oh, it's bad,
reason.
I shouldn't. Instead of going like, well, no, this would get me in jail for like a long time. I would never. But I guess whatever worked.
Yeah. But yeah, no, other than that, my mom didn't really care what I did. I
I
was
don't
such a
really.
low maintenance child.
She wanted me to do more, quite frankly.
Oh no, she would constantly be like, "Hey, there's a lot of these like clubs you should join after school, like debate. You'd be so good at debating. You love arguing." And I'm like, "No, I don't.
Never. Here are my reasons why.
I hate arguing, and this is why I hate it."
You just start citing your sources. I always had to do something, but it would only be like one thing a year. So like I would have to just play the sport for its full season, and then I would get
Mm.
my break.
I think it was after like elementary school where I'd always be like, no, I confronted her on it. So my older brother was a big sports head,
Mhm.
ADHD, had to be doing something or he was
Oh
like
yeah.
bouncing off the walls. And so my mom was like, this is just how kids are. So let's sign Angst up for all these different sports and everything. And then one day on the drive home, I was like, Mom, I am not my brother. I do not want to play any more sports. And she was like, oh shit. No, that's fine. Yeah. All right.
I'm just imagining you looked at her like, Mom, there were monsters on that court. You can't be putting me out there.
They're eating me alive out there, Mom. And I hate
I'm getting
losing,
cooked.
but I will not practice.
They are destroying me. You don't understand. It's just like Kuroko basketball out there, and you're just like crying in the bleachers.
Yeah. Well, basketball too. I passed out twice during it.
Damn.
So like one of them
Uh,
was the fucking uh person's fault, but
I hated basketball. I didn't like playing it
it's a
until
lot
like
of
my final
running.
game of like I had already declared after this season I was done.
Yeah, so you gotta lock in for that final
Well, for the
game.
I'm just like I'm playing this game and it's like third quarter going to fourth, and so how it operates at a young age is you swap kids out every quarter, right? So they don't get too
Yeah,
tired. So
yeah.
I walk up, I'm like, all right, coach, who are you swapping me out with? He's like, swapping you out? You're playing again. And I'm like, 2 quarters in a row. That like never happens. He's like, yeah, no, but you're good on defense, so you're going back out there. And I'm like, I can't say no, I guess. And then that second quarter was the most fun I had ever had playing basketball. I loved it. I was like drenched in sweat down my back. I could barely move, and I'm like, I've never felt such joy.
Well, I think
And then
that's the
but at
problem.
that point, I'm like, I have spent the past 2 months saying I hate this sport and I don't want to do it anymore, and I can no longer back down.
Yeah. You're like,
So I left that game. I'm like, I guess I'm just retired now. I just ended on my best.
Oh my god.
I can't be like, I actually love this. I have to keep playing. I have to follow through.
Well, especially since like the odds of you going in twice again just aren't gonna happen.
Well, I mean, I guess I had finally gotten good enough that he was like, I'll play him again. And it was at that moment when I started actually developing skill. I was like, I've got to call it. Pack it up here.
Oh lord.
I think the one thing I would never return to was swim. I did swim, and despite being good at it, I was like, this is the most boring and miserable thing I could ever imagine doing.
I don't think I ever did competitive swimming.
The best part about swim was that it was a concession sport, so I could buy snacks.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, it's not the butterfly event, so I have time, so I can go buy like a pickle and play on my DS and be cold.
Yeah. I never did swim. Tennis was fun, but I never did it like competitively. It was just like a summer camp kind of deal.
I just play it for fun. I picked it up in high school and I like it now still, but I was old enough that I could decide. I'm like, I'm not doing this competitively. This is purely for like exercise and fun.
Yeah, man, we gotta play tennis.
I'm so down.
I
I
love
love tennis. I have
tennis. I
enough
love ping
rackets.
pong. Really? Oh shit.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh yeah, you need a
Oh,
couple of rackets in case one busts.
oh, of course, of course. I remember I got my grandma's old racket when, like, after the summer camp thing. I was like, this
Mhm.
is actually kind of fun, Mom. I kind of want to play like tennis. We should go to like the free tennis courts around here. And she was like, okay, I think grandma has some rackets. We can just go borrow those. And we did, and we played. And I was like, this is really fun.
I would need to get mine restringed. It's been a while, but
Yeah.
I
I
easily.
don't even know where those went. I do not have them anymore. I believe they probably went back to my grandma.
That was probably what I would imagine. But the problem is, like, anytime something about having to practice
No, practicing
always rubbed me the
sucks.
wrong way.
Well, because it
Playing,
sucks.
awesome. Having to practice, boring. Go
All
on.
right. Uh,
Practice sucks.
it just sucks because like you don't have the competitive thing. You're just trying to get better.
Yeah, if I'm not actively competing, like my drive just craters.
Hmm. Yeah. I always felt like I always feel like I need a rival in anything if I want to get good at it.
I think that's fair. I think you kind of need one. You need something to push you.
Yeah,
That's
you
not just a
just
parent being like, "Oh, did you want to go practice?" Like, no.
you
The
need
more you ask,
somebody
the
to
less
go
I want to do
against.
it.
Oh my
I
god.
think instead of trying to be like, "Hey, you need to go practice," it should be, "Hey, let's go play." I think if someone
Hmm.
had come to me and asked, "Hey, do you want to go play basketball right now?" I would have been like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
I think
because
there's
like
no way I could
that's
ever be
another
told
form
to
of
do it though.
practice.
Yeah. Someone just needed to trick me into it.
You just had to be mind gamed.
Yeah, someone would have had to 3 steps ahead, completely own me. We're just about it at
I was
time.
gonna
If you
say
have
we're hitting there. I don't think I have anything else.
any short wrap-up stories.
Uh, no, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything quick and goofy. I do have one real quick.
Okay.
So it's like when we hit that age when you start holiday spoilers ahead. Stop here if you're a real holiday head. When you start to no longer believe.
Okay, yeah.
When you start to like, it's not at that point, because I don't know about you, but I wasn't like a immediate, "Oh, it just can't be." I was very slowly, like, doing my research, and I think I might have told this one, but I was like, "I'm gonna test it with the tooth fairy. I lost my tooth, I'm not gonna tell anyone, I'm gonna put it under my pillow, see what happens." I checked them the next morning, tooth's there, and I'm like, "Hmm, this is not looking good for the tooth fairy is real. Not looking good." Not certain, though.
Yeah, yeah. Might have just missed me. Might have not had time.
And so then I go downstairs, I do the whole morning, and I go to school, and my dad picks me up and he's bringing me back. And I'll go to my dad, I'm like, "Hey dad, I lost a tooth yesterday." And he goes like, "Oh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I put it under my pillow, but I didn't check this morning, so I'm real curious to see what I got." And he was like, "Oh, I guess you'll just have to see." And then when we got home, he was like, "Hey, I need you to take the trash out." And I'm like, "I've literally never done that ever." He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna have to start asking you starting today right now, actually." And I'm like, okay, odd. And the trash bag, I'm not kidding you, not even half full. It's
Yeah,
like an empty milk jug.
yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm taking this out, huh?" He's like, "Yup, I need that to go out today, now." I'm like, "Well, I guess if you say so." And I take it out, and I come back inside, and he is walking downstairs from my bedroom. And I'm like, wonder what you did up there."
Oh, what were you doing up there?
And he was like, "Well, if you want to go check, now's your time." So I go up there and I pick up my pillow, and it's $20. I'm
Wow.
like, "Whoa, $20?" It's almost like the tooth fairy only had one bill on hand. Didn't have time to break it, huh?
I just love the idea of little Smug like fucking L versions of trying to figure this out and like all of the different fucking mind like paths going on. It's just like
Yeah,
$20, huh?
all the
So
variables.
you couldn't break it? Hmm.
It almost looks like the tooth fairy wouldn't have had time to break it, as if given no time to prepare themselves.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
And why now? Why after I told my father about this?
Is it possible that my dad is the tooth fairy?
There's no way. He doesn't have time to go out to all the kids,
He
so
doesn't even have any wings.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was how I checked.
I love that image so much.
I think it was like the same year, I discovered an Easter surprise way too early on accident.
What does that mean?
So it was supposed to be like an Easter egg, like scavenger hunt, where it's like I find the eggs, and not only does the egg have like a little treat, and it has like a clue for like the next step.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be like the final step wasn't supposed to be done until like the day is over. Like the sun was supposed to set and reveal something,
Yeah,
and then I would
okay.
find it. But I just look outside in the backyard and I'm like, I think I see something over there. It's like a balloon. And so I go outside and I walked around and they had like tied, I think it was some random ass Xbox video game I would turn out to not like, but tied to like a balloon with like some candy. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't supposed to find this yet. And so I just snuck back inside.
Oh
And
my god.
I was like, if they don't know, because there comes a point when, I don't know about you, but I was playing it up for them. I don't
Uh
want to hurt their fun in it.
I very much have not changed and did not. I was just like, guys, this is really not fun. Let's just not do this anymore.
No, I felt bad 'cause they were just so excited because I would be so happy and excited. I'm like, I don't want to take this from them.
But you were faking it.
Yeah, for like 3 holidays, so like pretty much 3 years, I'd be like, oh, no way.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy. Whoa, Santa really brought me this. And I'm like 14.
Yeah. That's a
I'm like,
great image.
I was like, I just don't want to break their hearts. I don't have it in me.
Oh Lord.
Well, if you have any funny stories to share, put it in the comments below. Do the voice. Gun to your head, do the voice.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Fucking, you can't do that. You can't do that to me.
Ask them to like, comment, subscribe now.
If you enjoyed this video or
Happier.
podcast, enjoyed listening to it, please. What do you mean happier?
You gotta be more upbeat, more energized.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. That subscribe button should be blinking the rainbow color.
Here. Here's a line. Snort this. Snort this. This will get you there.
All right. We'll see you in the next one. Ow, that hurt my nose, man.
Worth it.
So worth it. All right. I'm Angst. You can find me on YouTube at _Angst. That's Smug. You can find him here. That's all, folks. Bye.
Oh, fuck. Looney Tunes ass outro?
Yup. Smug, say goodbye.
Bye.